It's weird. On Twitch, there's a section on the stream manager or whatever. It says stream health, and it shows your bit rate and all that kind of stuff, and it says unstable for me. Then I go to the Twitch inspector, which is a bigger, kind of a deeper look into your bit rate and your frames and all that stuff. There it says stable.
That's weird. It's gotta be a bug or something there.
Well, I guess because my bit rate is over 6,000, which is what Twitch's max is. Yeah. Even though it's like I have my OBS set to 6,000, but it comes in at like 6,033.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm ready to start. If I you.
Yep.
All right. Pressing the button in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Geeks for the Win podcast, the podcast where we talk about our weeks as geeks. I'm your host, William, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror, who almost threw out his neck by doing that very first move I did.
Oh, really?
That hurt.
Well, it's... Our bodies are getting old. We may not look old, but boy, does our generation feel old.
Yeah, we do. Damn.
I'd rather look older but feel younger, than
yeah.
what we have to deal with. Like,
the when I went to the movies, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago? Whenever I went to go see Thunderbolts, I had I went to a movie theater that had like food, like they bring out like food to you and stuff, and the tray was not made for somebody with legs apparently, because the tray just kind of sat right on my knee, like my right knee, the entire movie.
Oh wow.
And it didn't hurt at the time, but afterwards, it hurt. It hurt every time I went up the stairs. I got up from my chair at work. Like my knee hurt. That was 4 weeks ago. It still hurts.
Wow. Yeah. I hear you. I don't know what I did, but I did something and my back's been hurting for weeks, and it gets to the point where like allergy season and I'm having to sneeze and I'm like, oh crap, I need to brace my back before I sneeze because it's gonna hurt. Like not it's not like it's not throwing your back out from a sneeze, but you know, because my back's already feels that way.
Right.
So it's like I need to like brace myself before I sneeze. Like, or it hurts. Yeah. It's yeah. Allergies suck. I hate allergies.
Luckily, I don't have them. Knock
And
on
I live in
wood.
one of the windiest places ever. Like it's the wind here sucks.
Well, I now live in a place with a lot more trees than I used to be, so
Oh,
allergies may come. That's why I knocked
no,
on
yeah.
wood.
That's true. Yeah. Anyways, what have you been up to, Stuart?
Well, I got a streaming PC now and a gaming PC. So I'm now dual streaming games. And I've been streaming a lot this past week. Like I streamed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, skipped Wednesday, yesterday, and I'm streaming again today. So I've been streaming a lot lately. And I don't plan on slowing down right now because I'm having fun.
That's good. Don't go too overboard and burn yourself out.
Oh, I will. That will definitely happen. That will 100%
Take some
happen.
breaks if you feel like you need to. Yeah.
But like I'm just still getting used to the whole like setup. Like my main monitor is the only monitor connected to the gaming PC. Well, my other two are connected to the stream PC. So I have to get used to, I can't just drag my mouse over to the other monitor and do something on there real quick. I've got to, with the setup I have, I got to hold control and then move it over. That way I can move my mouse over to the other PC. And it's taking some getting used to. But I'm enjoying having a PC that can play things at Ultra now. Again,
It's nice, isn't it?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely enjoy it. Not
But
having to worry about turning stuff down.
Yes. But one of the games that I have been playing, I played a couple times on stream, and I plan on continuing, is a game that is kind of popular right now. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It's a turn-based RPG made by a small studio, although it doesn't look like it. And the voice cast they have wouldn't make you think it was a small studio either. And a lot of people playing, a lot of people really enjoying it, including myself. N- Oh, I should have had a picture ready to show you. The main character. You look at him, and I'm gonna show you. Um, I, tell me who this character looks like. Uh, who does this character look like to you? What actor?
Oscar Isaac, kind of. I don't know. I can't. I know. I can't think of any main actor. Like,
Let me put a side by side with. Because I am not the only one to make this connection.
okay, it's probably obvious, but I'm just. Eh, not. I don't. I mean,
No.
maybe if he had that much facial hair, maybe.
Oops.
Okay, that's a little more. Okay.
Like the dude looks exactly like Robert Pattinson, but he's voiced by Charlie Cox.
Oh, interesting.
But so like everybody's saying it's Robert Pattinson, but then you got other people like in comments like TikToks and stuff saying like no, it's Charlie Cox. Well, it doesn't look like Charlie Cox. It's not his face.
They were roommates back in the day with I think with Andrew Garfield. They all like hung out. Weirdly enough.
That is a little weird.
Yeah. There was a fourth person too, I think. I can't remember who the fourth was, but yeah. Interesting.
uh, but yeah, it's voiced by Charlie Cox. But the main character looks like Robert Pattinson. Um, and the female lead, well, one of them basically is voiced by the same person who did Shadowheart. So that's all I hear whenever she talks is Shadowheart. But the story of the game, though, I'm still trying to figure it out because it's not like there's no lore dump or just tells you it throws you into this world and you've got to kind of figure out what's going on. The characters know, but you don't. It's kind of like a giver situation. It seems like there is this enemy called the Paintress, and she every year she writes this number in the sky, and it's a countdown basically. And anybody who is that age or older basically turns into petals and flies and dies. Basically, gets
Oh.
gets snapped, gets Thanos snapped, and the one that and they're on 33. And every year after that happens, a bunch of people who are kind of next in line basically kind of, you know, do an expedition to try to go and defeat the Paintress. And this is expedition 33, even though it is the 68th expedition. So the number is not confusing at all because it started at 100. So, but the combat though, it's a mix. It's turn based, but there's also like a parry and a dodge mechanic, very similar. It kind of reminds me a bit of Lost Odyssey because it had a whole ring system and like QTEs during the turn based combat. And I say if you are skilled enough, you can legitimately beat this game and never take damage. Um, I'm not too far into the game. I'm only um like 6, 7, 8 hours in, and it's like a 20-hour game. So like it's not like a 100-hour game or anything like that. So um, but I'm really enjoying it. The story is really good. The visuals. You know, it's with an enemy called the paintress. There's a bit of art to this, and um, some of the way that the cut scenes are directed are also kind of are artistic too, and it looks really good. Um, I do plan on streaming more. I do have three streams up that I've done of this. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's very
Game
French
Pass too.
It is on Game Pass, which is where I'm playing it from.
Yeah, that's a big selling point, I think.
Yes. Although it's definitely worth it on Steam, and I think it's probably also on Epic. Um, yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out if you're even if you're not into turn based RPGs. I think if you're into story games at least, this is definitely worth it.
It sounds interesting. I may definitely check it out. Like, it sounds like it's got a good cast. Like,
Yes.
I mean, they got Charlie Cox as the main guy, so
And
one who
oh,
voiced Shadowheart.
he's not the only like big cast name either. Um, oh yeah, a little person named Andy Serkis also does a Ben Schwartz.
Oh, interesting.
I think I
Sonic.
think I think that's Ben Schwartz.
Sonic.
No, I'm sorry, not Ben Schwartz, Ben Starr.
I was like,
Other Ben.
gotcha.
Yeah, Jennifer English. That's Shadowheart or Mael in this one. It's very French.
I can see that. I'm looking at, yeah.
Well, um, um, when you like the very first time you ever like the opening cut scene, um, Mael is dressed in the very stereotypical um, white with black stripe. Like
That's funny.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have to check this out.
Uh, yeah. What about you? What have you been up to?
Uh, I'll quickly chime in with one thing that's been taking up a lot of my time. The NBA playoffs are happening.
Mm. Oh yes, and you're right. We would get definitely knocked if we showed any of that.
Yeah. Because they make a point. Like, do not show this. You do not have permission unless you have written consent. They always say.
Yes.
Like, it has to be written. Yeah. But yeah, my team, of course, Oklahoma City Thunder. It's the only professional sports team we have in the whole state of Oklahoma. Like, I don't think the national media really gets how important that is to like Oklahoma. Like, because they always just say like, oh, the city no, it's not just the city, it's the entire state. Like, it's the only thing we have. Because before we had like college. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We would root for college sports, or there, if you were into football, you probably like the Dallas Cowboys, because that's the closest for the most part. That, or I guess Kansas, but everyone here is into Dallas. So, but um, but yeah, we're really good this year. We're number one. We were number one team in the regular season. We beat the second place team in our conference by 14 games, 14 wins, which I think the difference between us and number two was the same difference between 2 and 10. It's just kind of crazy when you think about like we were that much better win wise. Um, and that's how close I guess 2 and 10 were, but um boy, it's been stressful. We swept in the first round. We swept Memphis Grizzlies. Then we played against Denver in the second round, and that went to the wire, Game 7. Because they got the best player in the world on their team. You know, they do. Like everyone says, he's the best player. Like, and it's not LeBron, by the way. I know you probably that's
I
probably the
honestly
last person you thought, or you've heard of.
no. I think Steph Curry.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, they're kind of the same, like almost around the same age, same, yeah. But yeah. Um, it's not either of those two. It's
Caitlin
Nikola
Clark.
Jokic.
That's another professional basketball guy I've heard of.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic, who they call the Joker,
Okay. Yep. Not heard of him.
because I guess national media, I don't know, they have trouble. They think Jokic looks like Joker. I don't know how he got the name, but it's funny when we beat him. There are people like who made memes of our star player as Batman and him as Joker because his nickname. And
Okay.
I was like, yes, but yeah, that went to Game 7. That was just stressful. That there were times watching those games where I just felt sick to my stomach. Like I was just like, I don't want to. I just want to like turn this off and just like lay in the fetal position and just like it was just so stressful at times. But I'm a true fan and I stick it out even when we're not. even when we're not doing so well. I watched during the times where we were like horrible and nothing good was happening. So, and then we just won the Western Conference Finals against Minnesota, and they had a star player who like he's on TV. He does commercials like everywhere, like Sprite and so many other like big name
Mm,
brands, and
mhm.
they're trying to make him the face of the league. They're trying to claim he's the next Jordan and all this and that, just because I don't know why, but meanwhile, the national media they just do not want to like give Oklahoma any props or any like they don't like the fact that Oklahoma's good because it's in Oklahoma. National writers they don't want to go to Oklahoma for Western Conference final games or final games. They don't want to. They want to go. They want L.A. and Miami to be good because they want to go to those locations during
'Cause
like playoff games.
they
And
have better hotels.
Oklahoma has really expanded. Oklahoma City has the Thunder has really brought Oklahoma City up quite a bit. There's so much, like it's amazing to see like before and after images of like what Oklahoma City was before the Thunder and what it is now. Like it's amazing. We're about to get I think the tallest building in either the U.S. or the world. They're gonna build like it's either the tallest building in the U.S. or the tallest building in the world in Oklahoma City.
Well, the
Like,
tallest building in the world is in Dubai.
yeah, that's why I said they're going to build it. It's not there yet.
Right, but that's 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 a bit much, especially in a place known for wind.
um, Oklahoma. Where is it? Stupid pop-ups. Yeah, Oklahoma City wants to steal New York's thunder with the new tallest skyscraper in the U.S. Yeah, I think it's.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it's gonna be. Uh, it wasn't going
Nine,
to be, but that
nine,
they want
1900
to.
feet.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be that high, but I think they decided like why don't we just make it a little higher, and claim that record. Yeah,
The
but yeah,
concept just makes it look funny because you got all these like maybe like 4-story buildings, and then this massive just skyscraper just in the middle of nowhere.
yeah. I mean, oh
the,
yeah, okay,
the
that's it
concept art
because
is funny.
Oklahoma became a state in 1907, so that's also another reason why they're doing 1907 or 1907 feet. Yeah,
Okay.
it's because that's the year. But yeah, I mean that, and we're getting a new $1 billion stadium because Oklahoma knows the Thunder is important, and they're not going to let the Thunder move to another city state like Seattle did. That's how we got the Thunder, was because Seattle didn't want to build them a new stadium or support them. So they were like, oh, Oklahoma City, they treated the what's now the Pelicans, but it was the Hornets at the time from New Orleans when Katrina happened.
Oh
They
right,
played
yeah.
in Oklahoma for 2 years. That was the first time I ever went to an NBA game. I saw the Hornets in Oklahoma City. That's funny. Uh, but but yeah, the national media they just like there are some that are trying to like that now that we're at the finals and it looks like we're gonna win. Because the two teams in the East, a lot of people don't think they're gonna beat the Thunder, but a lot of the media they're trying to backtrack now. And it's funny because TikTok, like Thunder fans, they're not letting certain people slide. Like they're posting like clips of certain people saying, "Yeah, the Thunder have zero chance to make it to the finals," and blah blah blah.
Mm.
This was like weeks ago. Like TikTok or Thunder fans on TikTok, they're not letting the national media get away with some of this stuff. So, but yeah, the Western Conference Finals against the, like I said, the potential face of the league, which didn't show up at all against Oklahoma. Like played horribly, and now everyone's questioning, oh, he's supposed to be the face of the league and all this and that. Which is funny, like because like I said, the national media, they just do not want to give Oklahoma props at all. Like just because we're a small market and it's like we have a good team, and we have one of the best defenses in the last like 30 years, I think it is. And it's not that much fun because we prevent the other teams from scoring, so that makes the game less fun.
Oh no, they play the game.
Yeah, right?
They
Like
they
what?
do their
Seriously?
jobs.
Like what is it, during the actual season, the Thunder set the record for the highest point differential in NBA history. And what that means is how many points on average we outscored the other team, which was like 12.9, I think. And I think the previous was like at least I think the previous was at least a point or more lower. So that's pretty impressive though, to like on average score more than, double or score over double digits than the other teams. Um we only lost to the East once. Yeah. We were 29-1 against the East. That was another record. We were just setting records. Like the Thunder were just setting records like crazy, and this team's so young, they're not gonna they haven't gone through enough hardship to blah blah blah. It's funny. Like it's gotten to the point where like some of the broadcast, like this last series, one of the broadcasters um uh called our star player a free throw merchant, which that's what a lot of uneducated haters have been saying about our main guy, because he's able to get to the free throw line and draw fouls, and they say like
Okay.
that's all he can do. He's a free throw merchant, and it's like, which not really, because this, if you, I say uneducated because if you break the stats down, like if you take free throws out of the game completely, he's still the leading scorer in the league, and he drives to the basket more than anyone in the league. So of course he's going to get more fouls called on him than people who don't drive to the basket and just shoot like threes. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's funny, the hate, like, and where the Thunder are at now. It's just like I'm so nervous. We're just 4 games away from winning it all. Four wins away from winning it all, and I'm so nervous. And it starts next Thursday. That's when the finals start. We're either going to play against the Pacers or the Knicks. I'm guessing the Pacers. My money's on the Pacers because they're up 3-2. So they just need to win one out of the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And their next game is at home, which typically home court advantage, you got the crowd, in your
Yeah.
favor. It tends to make a difference. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been stressful. Like it's being a sports fan is just, it's an emotional roller coaster. It really is. Like during that game against Denver, who the best player, plays on, like um like we would be up like 20 points and I'd still feel nervous. Like I'd still be like, oh shit. Oh, because they'd like hit a three, and I'm like, oh, is this going to be the start of a comeback? Are we going to lose? Like, oh my god, I have just
Mm-hmm.
sick to my stomach during that series. You know, it was just when we won Game 7, it was just a huge like sigh of relief. I was like, oh my god, I can breathe now. Like, it's like that's us. That's us going through adversity. People, y'all can shut up about our team being too young and not going through any hardships. We went up against the best player in the league, you know, and we made it through 7 games and came out, ahead. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's crazy. The last time the Thunder went to the finals was 2012.
Wow.
Yeah. I hate it because the national media, like some will count the the Seattle Supersonics, their history with the Thunder, and
No, it's
some
a different
won't.
team.
Well, yeah, we don't count that. We don't have like the Seattle Supersonics. They won a championship, but we don't hang the banner in our Raptors.
Right.
So like their records shouldn't count. Like you know, this is the second time we've been made to the finals, not the fifth,
Yeah.
including the super song. Like it's just weird how the national media, how some include them and some don't, but it's, man, it's gonna be, it's gonna be an interesting next couple weeks for me. Like, and I've been consuming like YouTube, like, you like, because all the national sports shows, they put their clips on, they put their stuff on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. The ESPN shows, the Fox Sports shows, all this and that, and I've just been like consuming everything, just soaking it in, like seeing all the people who were hating on the Thunder during the regular season, saying there's no chance, all this and that,
Mm-hmm.
they're too young, and seeing them eat crow or seeing them backpedal, and try to say, oh no, I was supported that, it's like, no, you stop it, no. But yeah, it's fun. I remember I remember watching them last, or 12 years ago in the finals. That was right, my dad was still around, and we watched the finals, and they were too young to handle it. Like they were that team was way too young and inexperienced and didn't fit together as well as this team does. Um, it's fun because this team, like, they actually they actually feel like they're like they seem like they're friends, and not just like
Yeah.
teammates. Like, because they do and this goes to the national media. There were people who were complaining about this. They do group interview, like at the in-game interviews, that they'll do group interviews together. Like there'll be like 4 or 5 at least of them all huddled around. Like when they're interviewing one person, all the others will like be hyping up and stuff like that. And they're just like they're just a tight, group that gets along. Like they were interviewing they were interviewing our star player who won the MVP, and he won Western Conference Finals MVP, which apparently they added trophies to just winning the conference now. That's like a new thing they did, which I was like, oh, I didn't realize this. Okay, well, whatever. But ESPN was interviewing him, and meanwhile the number 2 guy was in the background, just like waving, like just like lifting his trophy up and just being a goofball. And the interviewer was like, I want you to take a look behind you. And when our star player turned around, the other was just like, oof, do, like whistling, like walking away. Like
Hmm.
it's like, just goofy stuff like that, like it feels like a really fun like group of guys who actually enjoy each other's company, unlike the previous like team that made it to the finals. They there were some of them who felt like they were like friends, but like not there was nothing like this. And it's just good to, and they're real mature too. Their average age is, I think, 24.
They're
Their
babies.
their their oldest player, who they call Unk, is 31.
Yeah, how about you don't do that?
Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. But they're like real mature. When they won the Western Conference Finals, they were like, yeah, this is great. This isn't our ultimate goal though. We want to, we're gonna celebrate tonight and maybe tomorrow, but then we're gonna get back into like they're it's surprising how mature they are, as for how young they are. They've always said like, we have a 0-0 mentality. Each game the score is 0-0. It's a fresh start, stuff like
Sure,
that. Like
sure.
it's refreshing, you know. And they have such a young coach. Their coach is like just a few years older than us. I think their coach just turned 40.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it's a young team all around. It's it's fun though. Like I said, but mostly I've been just consuming everything I can about the national media, because like I said, they're finally giving they're finally jumping on the bandwagon and giving the Thunder praise, because they have no choice. you know there's only three teams left in the playoffs: the Thunder, and then the East teams, the Knicks and the Pacers. So like they got no choice but to like say good things about the Thunder, and I'm just enjoying that. I've just been
Okay.
it, every national media show clip, ESPN, Fox Sports, FanDuel, like the what's it called, the the gambling company. They have
Hmm.
their own like sports network now. Just it's been fun. That's been consuming most of everything, but I do have some other stuff I'll talk about later though. I managed
Okay.
to watch, but yeah, it's a good time to be a Thunder fan, and Lord knows I've had some. I've gone through some tough moments as a Thunder fan, so it's really nice that there's light at the end of the tunnel. We might actually win this year. What's
Well,
another thing you got?
I hope you do. Um, one game I've been playing, mostly this one's been off stream. Um, it's a game called Shadows of Doubt.
Huh.
It is a sandbox noir detective game. Basically, you're this detective in, like, I think it's like the the 80s, but it's also like an alternate time, like it's an alternate history kind of a thing. So it's not quite the 80s, but um and
Oh,
procedurally generated crimes will happen, and you're a PI.
oh, that
So
sounds cool. That sounds
it
fun.
does. Like, you'd be like, all of a sudden, like a murder has occurred, and you have to go and collect the paperwork, and then you have to go to the crime scene, and look at fingerprints, at shoe prints, see how see time of death, and you're given this what it's shown on screen. You're given this board basically you just string up all the evidence, and you put like
Of course,
the red
board
string. Yeah. And it's pretty cool. Now I will say it does have a kind of a missing feature that I think it definitely needs. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, a murder has occurred, and in the victim's email, or in this show's or in this game's Vmail, I don't know why they called it Vmail. There is like an email between her and a coworker saying, "Oh, I think I have a secret admirer. I've seen this guy three times. He has short red hair. I don't know who he is." Then another email from City Hall. Your complaint of stalking and harassment has been filed. Another email from her doctor. It's all in your head. Please just take your meds. You do not have a stalker. What would your what would you do with that with those clues?
It's the doctor, right?
Huh?
It's the doctor who's
The
the stalker.
doctor doesn't match the description.
Oh. I don't know.
Like to get to the next step, like just sandbox. What would you do?
Probably take the medicine to see what happens.
It's not actually. There's not actually medicine.
Okay. I don't know what.
My thought was, oh, I'm going to question the friend, question the whole coworker, see if I can get more information from them, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was walk up to him. Do you know this person? Yeah, that's my coworker. See anything strange? Nope, all good. Okay, that's about it. There's no questioning witnesses. There's no interrogation of potential suspects. You have a very limited dialogue option. You can ask somebody what their name is. They probably won't tell you. They'll probably tell you to fuck off.
Oh, okay. That's upsetting, I guess.
You can ask them if they
too much for it being procedurally generated for.
I don't think so. I think because like you can,
or for them, I guess, for how much they could do with that.
Well, I mean, you can like if you have a photo of a person, you can ask, do you know this person? I think like, hey, if you because you like, hey, what about this email? Well, can you tell me about this? What can I think there could be more with like questioning people, because they're so like you don't need to question anybody to really solve these crimes.
Oh, that's okay.
Because that mechanic is so limited to what is your name? Have you seen anything strange? How are you today? Do you know this person? Got any spare change? And that's kind of about it. Also, even though you're a PI, cops don't want to work with you. Like if you go to a crime scene and go past the tape, you are trespassing, and they will shoot you. So you have to kind of be sneaky. And you can also be a very very bad detective and break into other people's houses and steal money and diamonds and do that all stuff while break into their personal effects and take it to a pawn shop and sell it. Meanwhile, you're looking for a pair of glasses, so you just break into a random person's house and take their glasses and go, "Yep, here they are," because that works. I like the look of it. It's very it's voxel based, and it reminds me a lot of like the game Teardown.
Oh,
It's basically tear down. You can like do whatever, like oh drive a car through a building, and it somewhat
okay, I think I
simulates
remember
how it would
this. I'm
react.
looking at it. Yeah.
Like it has like the same art style basically as Teardown. Um, and I think the game is great. I think it's fun, but I think it's missing that one feature of interrogating people that I think could make this really good, and I think it could be really great. Um, it is it was in early access. It's now it became 1.0 earlier this year, and the developer has said it is feature complete. So that whole thing is not going to happen unless mods put it in. And there is a small mod scene around this game. So
Oh, that's good.
um, and there are not just murder, but you know could be a sniper from the next building. Could be there's kidnapping. Um, there are also smaller cases too, instead of just major ones like missing objects, um, arresting this person, and you're given almost no information about who they are, and you're asked to arrest them. Um, uh, find trail a potential cheater, to see if they're cheating on their significant other. Like there's a good amount to do, but I think that one feature I think actually knocks it from like this could be a 5 out of 5 game. And I think that one missing feature knocks it down 2 stars because it is so blatant that is like this is missing. Because there was a crime that happened, and I couldn't question. Like, okay, I know these people are connected to this person, but I couldn't question anybody. I can only ask, do you know this person? Yep, I saw them around City Hall at 5 o'clock. Okay, that doesn't help me at all.
Hmm. Yeah, that is kind of weird, but it's not like it's a AAA game though. Like,
No, no, it is. It is an indie game.
maybe it was just too resource intensive for them to handle. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know anything about game development.
The
But
developer is, let's see, Coal Power Games. And I guess is this all they've done? Looks like it. I know when you look on Steam, there's other things on there, but oh, looks like there's a SimCity type of game that they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this game had potential, and with mods, I think it can be fixed.
Well, that's good that at least there's some modding community.
Yeah, and the mods do add um, some like some things. So like I think it could come. What about you? What else have you been doing?
Next thing I got is an anime. It's the only it's the only anime that I actually like watched and completed since last we spoke. Um it's one that I not sure I don't think I watched before, and it didn't seem familiar, but I thought I had. Um My Senpai is Annoying. Um it basically the main character, it's one of those where the main character is like a full grown adult, but she looks like a kid. Um and it's her like dealing with working at a bit at a I guess is it like a what did they do? Like kind of vague what their company does. They just help their clients with like stuff. Like they don't really go into the details of what the company does. At least I did. You know, maybe it's one of those things where it just lost in translation. You know.
I feel like a lot of no. I think it's like it's vague on kind of purpose. Like, oh, I'm a businessman. What does that mean? I do doc. I deal with documents. That means nothing.
Yeah, they have clients who they help. Like the they help clients who have other businesses do stuff
Yeah,
like
I've definitely
proposals
seen
and
some
stuff. It's like
that kind of a thing before.
yeah, but yeah, she looks like a kid, and she gets mistaken as a kid a lot, and her like boss or her supervisor, the senpai, is like this um big burly, like strong looking man who like kind of is always like patting her head, ruffling her
Mm-hmm.
hair, patting her head, all this treat, and she's like, stop treating me like a kid. And it's just there's wacky antics, and there's like, oh, she's sick, you know, one episode, and he comes over and checks on her, and you know, then he gets sick and she does the same, and you know, they end up, you know, going out to eat, and there's kind of a like slow burn, like they don't get together at the end, but like it's kind of implied that like she's slowly kind of having feelings for him,
Okay.
and it's kind of just like a almost like it's kind of just like a slice of life with some comedy, you know, rattled throughout. It's just a fun, just not stressful anime that I was
Okay.
like, okay, this seems fun, you know, like, you know, taking a break from watching a lot of animes that, you know, it's like super intense and stressful, and you
Right.
know, um which, you know, there's a lot of those coming up soon.
Yep.
A lot of
Yep.
serious stressful animes are airing soon. So that's going to be fun, but yeah, I was just been trying to find just slice of life animes just to watch, just to like have on, not really have to worry about like intense storylines or characters getting in horrible, you know, and uncomfortable, serious situations where I'm, you know, stuff like that. Just something lighthearted and fun to watch, and that's definitely what this is. You know, it's 12 episodes, and there's a variety, you know, a variety of different characters. She has a coworker who's like the very attractive, and everyone's sucks up to her and tries to like ask her out and all this and that. And then there's like, you know, she's got a uh best friend from like middle school or high school who's like big tomboy sportsy type, and you know, lots
Okay.
of typical like character archetypes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's fun though, you know. I definitely would recommend checking it out, if anyone's looking for a fun slice of life. I think this is an older one. I want to say it's not recent. um I want to say,
The trailer that I'm showing is 3 years old.
yeah, I want to say, yeah, it was like 2003 or 2 or whatever when I found the trailer. So, but yeah. Um what's another thing you got?
Thing I got. Um, Speaking of old things, I, me, I, me, and a lot of other people have been playing an older game, um, Battlefront 2. Um,
Yeah, my
because there
friend
was,
who's going to join us in D&D has been playing that recently.
well,
Funny enough.
yeah, probably kind of for the same reason. There was kind of this online campaign, like, hey, everybody, let's play this game with the same, on, yes, this is Saturday. Let's all play this game Saturday, and let's get the all-time get the highest player count so that they can make Battlefront 3, because there's no sign of a Battlefront 3. And Battlefront 2 did not launch good at all for EA.
No,
And
there's
in fact,
issues.
like,
Yeah.
laws were put into place because of Battlefront 2. It still has the most downvoted comment in Reddit history. Um, so yeah, there's a bit of a stigma behind Battlefront 2, despite the fact that it later became a very good game. Um, uh, you know, it was it was given away for free on Epic for a while. It later came to Steam in like 2020. So in it on Saturday, it did break the all time peak record. It was like 300,000. That was just Steam, but a majority of people did not have it on Steam. I think a majority of people either had it on EA or on Epic. I have it on EA, which sucks because I started the game and it launches EA app. Fucking hate that.
I mean, it probably the Epic probably launches the Epic and Steam probably launches the
They do
app anyways too.
They do.
Yeah.
Which fucking sucks because then I gotta close it after I close the game.
I probably have it on Epic. I don't know. I have so many games on Epic.
It is worth playing. You know, it is a good like I when I first got my gaming PC, I was kind of in a Battlefield mood. So I was playing Battlefield 2042, and like I was like I'm still not really liking that game. That's not as much as Battlefield 5. But now I'm playing Battlefront 2, which is much better, and also Star Wars. It does have an issue though. It didn't happen Saturday to me, but it did happen a couple days later when I was playing on stream. It's got a hacker problem.
Oh.
And because it's an older game and DICE does not monitor or keep up with, maintenance very, very much other than just keeping the servers up, it's got a hacker issue. And it's very interesting. The hacks that the hackers have are interesting because you don't know. In most games, you know who the hacker is. Like, oh, somebody just has like 500 kills more than everybody else. That's a hacker. That's somebody who's aimbotting. That's not what they're doing. Like, you'll get at least the ones I've come across. Like, you get stuck in this free cam mode. Like your body, like you're just kind of floating over the battlefield in like a cinematic view, and your character is moving. You can fire, like you can see like evidence of like you firing, and then you'll just die because you walked off the map because you're in a constant state of moving when you're in this. So you'll end up just like walking out of bounds, but nobody gets the kill. So you don't know who the one hacking is to report them. So the only thing you can do is leave. And I got into a game. Hacker came in, left the match, joined a new match. That game got hacked. Left that one. Now I don't know if I came back into the same game or one on the same map, just in the same kind of situation. But it was another hack. So that one got hacked. So like either, and so I had joined. So I left that game and joined a new one. That one was fine. And it's just like, and from what I've heard, because like I'm not the only one who experienced this. Shroud also was playing Battlefront 2, like big XQC most critical. We're all playing Battlefront 2 and experienced these hacks. And from what I heard from from one of them, and what when someone in the community told them is that the hackers are upset that new players are coming in, and the game is being filled with noobs.
Oh, I mean, and there's probably people who hacked the game in the past who didn't even play it. Probably was like, oh, there's a slew of new people coming to the game.
Sure.
Let me jump on and like,
And
they were probably
completely ruin their experience because I have a little
Exactly.
PP.
Exactly. People are like that, unfortunately.
But I don't know. Hopefully, and like from what I can tell, let's see. Let me look right now. Like, yeah, it's a lower number than it was before, but it's not as low as it was before. Like, see, before this, let's see. Let's look at May 23rd. It was at 11,000 on Steam.
Now
Right now,
there's
14,000.
is there cosmetics and stuff to buy in the game? Like,
Buy? No, it's everything is unlocked. Everything is free.
okay, then I was about to say they can't even track that.
Nope.
Because like just people just joining the game for like a week or two, that I don't know if that's going to be enough for them to make a huge investment in a third game. Like,
Well, I mean, seeing an interest in the game,
yeah.
we're hoping is enough. Because I'm one of these people who are like, I want a Battlefront 3. We didn't get a Battlefront 3 last time around. We want one this time around.
Yeah, but it's EA, so you never know what you're gonna get. Like,
Yeah, and the only numbers that we can track is Steam, which like I said is the smallest market. We don't have numbers for Epic or EA or even consoles.
yeah, because like it's probably people probably can play it for free through Game Pass, through EA Play.
I'm sure. That's a good question.
Because you get EA Play if you have Game Pass.
Uh-huh.
I imagine it's on EA Play. Like, I
It
don't
is.
know why it wouldn't be. Yeah, then yeah, or EA Access. It's EA Play, right?
It's
Or
EA Play now.
okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, I imagined it would be, yeah. So like, yeah. It's I don't know. I never got into those games. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, two people I know were just playing it, and he was telling me that like people are playing it again and
Yeah.
whatnot, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, and like I would play with you, but it's not. This is way before crossplay became a normal thing, like because he plays on console.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on PC,
Oh yeah, I know you are. Yeah, but
of course. And I completely forgot that Battlefront 2, its main mode is called supremacy mode, and there are typically five points you got to capture, and like when you have a majority of the points, like you get quote reinforcements, and like a bar kind of starts slowly going up. When it gets to 100%, you then go to the enemy ship that is providing the enemy reinforcements, the respawns, and you attack that ship, and the enemies can then drive you back out, and you start over again, So a supremacy game can last uh, hours. Just one mode can last hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
But the mode that I like to play is Galactic Assault, which is there's a attacking side and a defending side, and then there's points that the other team has to capture or destroy or do something with. Um, and that's the mode I like to play, and that's also seems to be the modes that are getting hacked.
Ah,
But yeah, hey EA, Battlefront 3, we're showing an interest in giving you money. And I'm pretty
mhm.
sure Dice would be okay with making about Battlefront 3 as well.
Ah, who knows? They just canned some. EA just canned a bunch of like stuff. I heard recently.
Yeah.
Um, like respawn stuff and like other stuff they were working on them outside of Apex, and so who knows what
Titanfall 3 team.
yeah. It's yeah, EA. There's a reason why they were voted the worst company in America multiple
Multiple
times.
times.
It's like them and Bank of America kept switching you back, with hot potato.
Yeah, and of course the people voting on that are people like us. You know, a random person on the street, isn't going to vote for that. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
video game companies are going to be higher up on the list than actual. Because I think Chase would also be up there too. Would be a lot higher on the list.
probably. But hey, they're going through some shit with probably right with the they haven't like sued all the people for the bank glitch, right? Yet.
I haven't heard anything about that. Like after it happened, that was it. I don't know what
Yeah, I
happened to all
think
those people.
I feel like I heard something about that not too long ago, like sometime in the last month or so. But that was about it. It was just
I
some mention of it.
I honestly forgot it happened.
People were just stupid, yeah. Like
Yeah,
this isn't a video game, people. This is life. Like, do you not know how checks work? Like,
it's literally check fraud. Like
yeah,
it's
check fraud / wire fraud / yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, people were just like, oh man, and it's like I could understand if you're like struggling and have to get by, but like just to do the amount of money people were doing, and they thought, oh, I don't have to pay, but I got $10,000. I don't have to pay that back. Like what? No, that's not how that works, people. Like, uh, it's like yeah, that was our life. That was the world
I mean
at one point.
the movie Catch Me If You Can is about that. It's about check frauds.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
Anyway, What about you? What have you been up to?
Next thing I got is an older show that I never finished watching, and I kind of got
Oh,
it, watching Severance kind of gave me the feelings that I had, kind of the dark sci-fi type show as
gotcha.
Orphan Black.
Yeah.
And I love the show. I was watching it like as it was airing, and I just kind of fell off when I got caught up and on waiting for it, and things just life just happened, and I never wrapped up the first. I never finished the actual series. I think I watched the first 3 seasons. I feel like, and there's 5 total. And then I was like, I'm just gonna rewatch. I'm gonna do a rewatch, and I'm towards the end of the 3rd season, so I'm at where I left off.
Okay.
This show is so
And then
good.
and then you're gonna drop off again.
No, I'm gonna finish it. It's so good. Like having it all at once and not having to wait definitely makes it easier. But I mean, Tatiana Maslany, like she's a killer actress. Like just the fact that she plays so many like characters, like they're all clones, but they all have different unique personalities, and you don't feel like it's the same person. She's able to help, she plays them differently enough, and they have different personalities that you actually believe, like, yeah, these are separate characters. These,
Mm-hmm.
they may be clones, but they were raised differently, and this one is a big into science, and this one is a soccer mom who's goody goody, and this one's the punk rock you know grifter in her past, but now she's trying to like do good, and this one's the killer assassin from Ukraine who's brainwashed by a religious cult.
Right.
Like it's just so good. Like I'm enjoying the hell out of it, and I'm so upset we haven't seen her in more things. Like I was so excited when she was casted as She-Hulk, and I enjoyed her as She-Hulk. Some of the stuff in She-Hulk wasn't great, but I thought she was good, and I wish she would be in more things, because she is such a good actor. Like playing multiple different characters in with different personalities, and then playing one clone who's pretending to be the other clone. Like it just adds another complexity on, like, you know because there are moments where like they have to like cover for each other, and what, like the you know the main one, Sarah Manning, who's like the troublemaker. She'll have to dress and act like the housewife, soccer mom, and just have it. And have she doesn't just do what she does when she's playing the soccer mom. She plays the troublemaker Sarah Manning, who's pretending to be, she's the soccer mom. There's actually
Mm-hmm.
like the
Yeah.
difference. It's not just her like, okay, now I'm just gonna do the same thing I do when I normally play this character. No, she's actually playing the one character pretending to be the other, and it's just like it's so good. Like, as a drama kid in high school, like I just geek out over how well the acting is and how she's so good at in this. And like I really do hope we see more of her in the MCU. Like it'd be such a waste,
I think so. Yes, absolutely.
Like also they need to fix her She-Hulk character model, because that was like it was a little rough, you know. Granted, like they've used the Hulk so many times that they have the Hulk one just like where they can just like basically copy and paste and just, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and not have to like redo things. So of course that's going to look a lot better, but you know, yeah. Just it's such a good show. If you've never seen Orphan Black, I would highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I
It's
remember being good. I never finished it either.
and it's a Canadian show too.
Yeah,
It was a Canadian show that aired on the BBC America. I always thought
sure.
that was
Yeah,
hilarious. It was the American version, the American branch of the BBC was playing a Canadian show. Yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah,
It plays
and
American shows all the time. So you know.
yeah, but you know, it was good. It's like they're shorter seasons. You know, they're only 10 episodes. You know, I guess they were one of the first ones to start doing that. You know, where they were
Mm-hmm.
focusing on, you know, like you know, not having like filler, you know, and just focusing on a tight story with characters and everything. And it's great. Like I'm surprised. Like when I was looking up the trailer for you, I was like, oh my god, 12 years ago. This came out 12 years ago. It does not feel like that long ago. I would have said like 7 years ago, 8,
Yeah.
but that's about like when it ended. Yeah, it was like I think 2013 through 2017. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, it's such a good show. I absolutely love it. It's one of those like dark sci-fi shows that I feel like are just like I would put, you know, this up with like Severance and Dollhouse, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as some of my favorite like dark sci-fi type shows. Um, but yeah, um, I've been rewatching that lately, and it's been good. What's another thing you got?
Another thing I got, something I have watched, I haven't finished watching it, is that there is another season of Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh,
There are one, two.
does it still continue the like overarching story with the robots, or
Are you
like
about
the first season had?
the three robots?
Yeah.
Um, there is a prequel to that one. It's so kind of. It's more of like before the fall of society in that one. Um, I'll talk about that one. It's called the other large thing. Where there is a Persian cat. I'm like, oh my god, this is Donut. Uh, who basically, you know, is fed up with, you know, their life with human and with their human, and they bring home this robot, like this helper robot that can cook and clean and, you know, basically can control the house, and it learns the language of cats, and the cat named Sanchez, um, you know, kind of makes it their servant basically, and orders robots for every cat in the building, and leads a cat uprising, and renames themselves Dingleberry Jones. And that's kind of like, where the start of the fall of society in those shorts happens. But I will say, like, there hasn't been one, and I still haven't seen the last two. There's not been one this season where I'm thinking, oh my god, I want this to be a real show. I want more of this one. There hasn't been that one for me yet. Not to say there hasn't been some really good ones. There is, though, another sped up tilt shift episode. Like last time they did zombies. This time it's aliens. And that one's a funny one. Yeah, because I don't know how much I want to say, because like these are like 8 minutes long. They're not long, so I could easily just spoil the whole damn thing. That's another good season. I will say that. There's one that oh, maybe this one I'll definitely like more of. There's this woman who is on this space station alone, kind of after her husband and basically her planet was destroyed by some bounty hunter. And there's not much more to say about that one. God, there's like, I can't say anything without spoiling these. There's one called the 400 Boys. That one's very artistic. It reminds me a lot of the like 70s kind of African art. If you know what I'm talking about, like the African art that was kind of very popular back in like the 70s. It's that. And like they all have like psychic abilities, and they're a gang that and they're going after this enemy that has basically destroyed the whole city and has giant babies. There's another one that is basically all live action, which is kind of threw me.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm watching. I'm like, either this is very, 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 very good CGI, or this is live action. I can't tell. It was live action. Where this priest witnessed a miracle resurrection of a dolphin after an oil spill. Like the dolphin was dead for 3 days and then came back to life.
Oh God.
Yeah. But there also happened to be aliens above, and they want to interview this priest. and they're talking to this priest, and everyone is, is like, don't fuck this up. They could destroy us. Don't cause a war. And they're the alien is CGI. So that's where the whole, okay, there is some CGI in this. And they're talking about, this resurrection, and the alien calls the dolphin, which is named Black, which has been called Blackfin, the Messiah. And then Blackfin shows up and speaks to the alien in Dolphinese about the atrocities that humans have been, that humans are doing to like other dolphins, and that starts a war. So, there's another one where it takes place on like out on the space station outside of Jupiter, and there's a race with Triceratops, like people riding Triceratops, and then a T-Rex shows up, and that one was actually very good. I'm doing a very, very poor job explaining these.
You're trying not to spoil anything.
I'm trying not to spoil things.
That. Yeah.
But hey, Love, Death, and Robots. It's more of that. It's good stuff. What else? What else you got?
Well, my last thing that's not a game we've both been playing. I don't know if you want to talk about that now or after my last thing.
We'll talk about it next.
Okay. My last thing is I went and saw Mission Impossible: The Last Reckoning.
Okay. So it's got last in the top title. So this is the final Mission Impossible movie, right?
They say that, but you never know. But and you know how big of a Mission Impossible fan I am.
Yeah.
I absolutely love these movies. It's just they're so good. Like the fact that there's like 8 of them and they've all been like for the most part pretty solid is impressive.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And
now I saw just in the trailer a clip from the first one. Does it have to do with anything from the first one?
There's stuff that ties into the first one and some of the other there's stuff that ties into the history,
Cool.
You don't necessarily need to it's not something that you're going to be lost if you never watched any of the, probably if you didn't watch because this is like a 2-parter from the last one.
Okay.
Because the last one, this continues where the last one kind of had like a cliffhanger type, situation. So the last one and this one are 2-parters. But if you don't necessarily need to have watched like the first one or all 8 of them, to get stuff. Because the stuff that they reference, they do a good job of like informing people who may not have, who may not familiar with, what happened in the first one or there's one of the other ones. I forget which one. Some of them I get mixed up. There's some other stuff that it connects to.
Gee, that's hard to do, right? They all kind of flow together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's something they reference like his wife, and it's like, well, which one or which love interest and which yeah.
I know that because that was the last one I saw like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say it's either the second or third one. I couldn't necessarily remember, but yeah, but yeah,
See, I
they're
thought she met, like they met in the second one and then were married in the third. Nope, that didn't happen at all.
yeah, there's like connections with that. There's connections with the first movie. There's a couple connections with the first movie they do in kind of interesting ways. Um, there, if you're afraid of the water, then this might not be the movie for you because there's an intense 20-minute, like it's got to be like 20 minutes long diving like scene sequence of scenes that's like intense and
I don't know.
like
Jaws does a pretty good job of making someone afraid of the water.
yeah, but there's like a 20-minute like it's got to be like 15 at least, maybe 20 minutes of like diving scene of him doing the, I mean it's impressive, it's massive, it's intense. Like, there's moments where you're on the edge and there's like two words spoken in that whole time.
So if you're somebody who holds your breath when somebody's underwater, don't watch it. You'll pass out.
Kinda, yeah. Um and they do some unique things where it's like they don't go over or they go over the top, but they don't go like like there's without giving things away, there are some things that happen that are like, okay, that's realistic. They plan it. They knew this was crazy enough to probably fail, so they had contingencies to fix the failure when it happened. Like they were pretty much sure this part was gonna fail. Like they were like 99% sure this was gonna fail, so they had like stuff to like, you know, correct the failure. I don't really want to give anything away, but it was good. I loved it. I saw it in IMAX, which I was like, I have to see this in IMAX. Like, it has the IMAX scenes where
Mm-hmm.
it uses the aspect ratio changes, and
Yeah.
it's just it's so good, and it's like, how is he like? How is he like 60 and still doing this stuff?
I don't know.
Like, if there's any what are they doing in Scientology? Because whatever they're doing to him is
Well,
like,
yeah, he's like the only one though.
right? Like, he's just see, because it's like, it's crazy like how much stuff, like I love watching the behind the scenes stuff too on these movies, like the one where like he actually broke his ankle and doing the jump, and then he
Oh yeah,
kept
yeah.
going
I
because
know which one that is. Yeah.
he kept going because he didn't want to like ruin the take and have to,
Uh-huh.
because he knew like it's broken. If I don't continue, it's gonna be like so much
Months.
time before we can do this. Yeah, months. So and you can see like when it happens
Mm-hmm.
in the film, and
I
it's
remember
like, oh
that.
my god.
I remember you can
Yeah.
see him. He's limping a bit. He's limping in that run.
Yeah, and then like him jumping off buildings and him like on planes, like it. Oh, it's so good. Like the action stuff is so great, and of course he's running. He runs a lot. Like
Every
the
movie
more
he's
he
in.
runs, the more he. I think it's like the more he runs in the movie, the higher the Rotten Tomato score. I think someone like figured that saw that was a pattern, like a coincidence.
So Days of
But
Thunder
yeah,
not
it's
good. Tell me, Top Gun. He doesn't run in Top Gun.
well.
So
I mean, the Mission Impossible movies.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know about all the movies he does. Yeah. It's funny because I've been seeing like TikToks of like the them doing press tours and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And was it Palm? Uh, what's her last name? Who played Mantis in Guardians?
Okay. Huh.
She's in this, and she was in the last one. They were talking about like how she was asking him if he if he still knew how to do the dance from Tropic Thunder, and he did, and he did the dance for them, like, and they had like a dance party, and I was just like, oh, that's so cool. Like, he would still know how to do that dance.
Yeah, he
Like,
would.
uh, which I recently resaw, like, because he did a dance scene with Beyonce at the VMAs one year, dressed as
Yeah.
that character, and I resaw that recently and was like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. But yeah, it's really good. I'm they kept asking him like, "Oh, is there gonna be more? It's the last and though the last reckoning is like, it's a it's kind of it's a phrase that's used in the movie, so they refer to it in the movie as something. So like, it's not necessarily like referring to like it's the last Mission Impossible necessarily.
Uh huh.
So they could, they if they want to, they could do more. But he's come out and said like, yeah, me and the director, we have plans to do other movies, at least for now. And so it's like, okay, sure, as long as you're doing other movies, action movies, I'm fine. Because
See, if this was the first was the final Mission Impossible movie, this should come out next year because Mission Impossible 1 will be 20 years old next year. Not 20, 30 years old. Sorry, my bad.
I was about to say that's not right. That's way older.
No, it feels
came out
that
in
it feels it should be
96.
20. It feels 20, but no, it's 30. It's
Yeah,
30 next year.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff, cool like stuff they weaved in the story from some of the older movies. But like I said, they do a good job of like giving you like little flashbacks or scenes from the past to kind of help explain it and connect it. And it's more of a like, for people like us who know the other movies to an extent, like we'd be like, oh, that's cool, or oh, that's interesting. And but like people who haven't, like, they won't be lost. They do a good job of like
So you're saying
of
I should continue my watch of the entire series because I have not seen them all.
oh, you definitely should, because they're good movies. Like, yeah, I remember one Christmas, it was like not last year, but I think the year before. I like watched all of them. That was my Christmas. I just marathon. Like, I'm alone. I got nothing to do. I'm just gonna watch these movies. Made a bunch of food, chilled out on the couch with my dogs, and yeah, watched Mission Impossible. It was a good Christmas. I had no complaints. But yeah, they're great movies, and yeah, they're. I mean, and like I said, it's amazing that they're like they're that consistently good. Like, a franchise can get to 8 movies and still like be pretty good. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan of the movies, and man, I might do a rewatch soon. I might be in the mood to do that, just because, yeah, they're pretty good. The first one and two are, they kind of feel a little dated, just because they are like almost 30 years old, and
I don't know.
they look they look older, like, but
Because
the
I watched
story
them
holds up.
a couple weeks ago. They looked fine. Like other than
Oh, did they?
Emilio Estevez, using a very 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 old laptop.
Yeah.
When he got his face smushed, um, it looked fine.
Well, I mean, like when they're like looking, when they're viewing camera footage in the movie and stuff like that, like security camera footage and stuff, it's like you can tell, like, yeah, this is from
That's
the
not like,
90s because
yeah,
the footage is grainy. The security camera footage they're looking at is grainy and like, oh, you know, like you said, the laptops, stuff like that. But like as far as the story goes, I feel like it's still pretty solid. You
yeah,
know, it's just almost 30 years old, so of course, you know, technology is gonna feel, you know, is gonna make the movie feel dated. Like that's, you know, it's just, it's there's nothing you can do about it, you know, and you know, there are movies that are set way in the future and the technology feels dated to what what
aliens,
we have now, you know.
aliens.
Yeah. So, you know, Back to the Future, that's the, you know, they still had fax machines. What?
You're fired. Yeah.
Like, okay. But yeah, it was really good. I'm really glad I went to see it. Like, and the big screen, oh, there's just something about seeing a movie, especially that's like shot in IMAX, because like when you see certain movies, they'll say like shot in or filmed for IMAX, you know?
Hmm.
So they, you know, they take advantage of the like the increased aspect ratio.
Right.
And they just look so good. And I wish more streaming services would do what Disney does with the Marvel movies, you know, because they have the IMAX versions on Disney Plus.
But we don't have IMAX televisions.
Yeah, but instead of having your TV with the bars on the top and the bottom, it takes advantage of the more of the screen.
I guess I don't
You know
even
what I'm
notice
saying?
the bars anymore.
Yeah. They're still there though for a lot of like movies and stuff, which it's just like it's crazy how we haven't just like gotten to the point where we just aspect ratios are just like the size of the TV. Like we just make it one for one, you know. But yeah, it's so good. And like I said, like he's like 60 years old. How is like he still doing this stuff?
And
It's
it's aged
insane.
5. Like
Yeah.
he looks like you like, because I watched the first one recently and how he looks now. He's aged like 10 years.
I mean, there are some close-ups to where like you can tell like he, you know, like he's aged. Like he is older for sure. You can
Yes,
they have some close-ups and stuff
but
like that.
not
You
30
know,
years.
yeah. And like, okay, who cares if he look if who cares what he looks like? The fact that he's doing this stuff is the crazy part. Like, the fact that he's hanging on a plane.
He's got some painting in an attic somewhere tucked away next to Paul Rudd's.
Oh yeah. They bring back all the main characters you like, you know, Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames. Um, they bring back Haley Atwell from the last one, Palm Clementif, who who was Mantis in Guardians. She comes back because she was like an assassin character who was like the like right hand man to the main bad guy in the last one,
Okay.
and she like gets betrayed at the end or whatever, and or you know, Tom Cruise saves his life or saves her life and just stuff like that, and so she kind of becomes a good. What's weird is you did you ever watch Ted Lasso?
Yes.
You know the owner of the club, the
Yes.
the lady, the woman. She plays an admiral in the U.S. Army.
With a British accent?
No, and it's very weird. Like, because it's like I know she's British, but she's playing like an admiral in the or in the Navy. Actually, I think it's the Navy, but yeah, it's like it's so weird. Yeah. Um, Nick Offerman's he plays a general in it. They get Angela Bassett to be the president,
Okay.
which is like, oh, okay, interesting. Like there's a good good cast of characters and actors and in this, and there's some characters from some of the older ones they bring back. I'll just say that, or ties to the older one characters in the older ones. That's kind of cool. So, but yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it quite a lot, and I knew I was going to enjoy it. Like 7 movies previously have been letting me down, so there was gonna this was gonna have to royally screw up to have me not enjoy it. And I like I said, there was a lot. There was that 20-minute like diving scene that was not in the trailers at all, and it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. It was just well shot, and the atmosphere was the environment was just it was so good. Um, there's a lot of other stuff that they don't like show in the trailer as well that was in this. It's 2 hours and 49 minutes. It's a long movie,
Yeah.
and it it I never had that feeling of like, oh, is this movie over with? Or oh, this has to be wrapping up now, right? I never had that feeling, which I always say is like the is a good mark for a long movie. Is like when you're not thinking about like the time or how long it's been, you know, when you're able to be absorbed by it and then not realize how long it's been during the movie. So Um, definitely recommend that. And for you to watch the other ones since you've never watched or you haven't watched all of them.
I think it's like some of the last ones, and I also don't remember anything of the story of any of them except the first one.
Gotcha. Yeah. Did you ever see the one with Henry Cavill?
I think so. I'm pretty dark.
Him
I'm pretty sure I have
reloading
because
his arms.
I remember thinking that bathroom looks comfy because you could see the mat in that bathroom scene. Like you could see like the squish of the tiles.
No,
I just remember
it's
that,
it's pretty good.
and that's the only thing about the movie I can tell you about.
That, like I said, and the Henry Cavill cocking his
Well, that that,
arms,
that whole
like
scene, that whole
yeah,
scene.
which I love how he did it in Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine when he played the
Yeah.
cavalry. He
Uh
he
huh.
did he did it like so good. Like, but yeah, it's pretty good series. I enjoyed it, and I'm upset that this probably is gonna be the last one, but I'm looking forward to like he said, him and the director are have other stuff, other projects in the works, so I'm hopeful for that.
It hasn't been the same director this entire time, has it?
I don't think so, but I think it's. I don't know. Let me look.
I'm looking at the director's credits.
Yeah, that's written. Um, correct. Wait, no.
He
IMC
was the director from see Rogue Nation, Fallout, part
previous.
part
There we
one,
go.
and
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. So the last like 4. Yeah.
Oh, and he also did the Jack Reacher movie.
Yeah. So. So he's done. He did half of them. So yeah, he's got it, and he's done like 5 movies with Tom Cruise. So yeah, he's got a good. He knows how to direct Tom Cruise. I'm guessing.
Apparently.
So yeah, so I guess it's good that we're gonna see more. Um, did you ever see the clip of Simon Pegg and Palm, the actress who played Mantis? Like
No.
they had a thing where he he was feeding her feeding her stuff to say during one of those press interviews, and she was going on about how she hates millennials, and because one of them killed her dog, and he was telling her to say all this stuff, and
No.
and she was like doing a really good job like selling it, like not cracking, and it's pretty funny. It's one of those. It's like, of course Simon Pegg would do something like that. Like, what's something else you got though?
The last thing I got is the game that we've both played. You more so than me. I just played it for the first time last night. And that is Helldivers 2. Never played one, never even heard of the series until this one became popular.
Same.
I had fun last night. I'll say that.
Yeah, I did too.
What else to say? Freedom, justice,
Liberty.
super, Earth,
Yeah.
liberty.
For me, it kind of feels like a more futuristic, like like if you took like The Division but made it sci-fi futuristic.
Sure, and throw in Starship Troopers.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course for the bugs, but like
Oh, not the bugs,
it's
but the propaganda.
That too. Yeah. But it's got a lot of like, it's very militaristic. Like like something like like Division kind of. It has a militaristic feel to it, but it is very sci-fi. There's a lot of technology and gadgets, and you get drones with guns. There's later on you can get mech. Basically a mech. A mini mech, not a like full size one, but like a little mech suit. Airdrops, drone, like I said, so, like just futuristic weapons, and it's you're not gonna get a lot out of it from the start. You have to play and you have to unlock things.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't just give you a lot of stuff right away.
And it also doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you where and how to unlock things. Like that, I was kind of surprised. It wasn't in your face with the store. Like typically games like this are.
Yeah.
Like you have to oh, what is this prompt at the at the top of my screen? It's not like open up the game and like here's the store in your face. Buy this. It's not that. When you open the store, it is, because that's what a store is for. But for playing the game, no. And it seems like
kind of just. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, looking at the stuff in the store, it is mostly cosmetic. Like, yeah, there are some guns and there's some stratagems in there, but not a whole lot. Like the ones that actually cost money, like maybe 2 guns and 1 stratagem per like pack. Um, like I was kind of surprised there wasn't more cosmetic stuff thrown in your face with this,
Yeah.
or even available. Like I was kind of surprised how little cosmetic there is in the game.
It's definitely, there's definitely not a whole lot of like extra stuff. Like, even, stuff to buy necessarily that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to buy that. Or, it's a lot of the stuff they have is kind of like lackluster. And
Mm-hmm.
they kind of have it like broken, like they have a lot of it broken down into like mini like battle pass type things where you buy
Yeah.
them and then you have to earn the medals to unlock them,
Uh huh.
which is very, very weird. It's kind of just like there's no, it kind of feels chaotic too, because like there's not like a linear path or like anything to guide you. It's just kind of a like,
And it definitely seems like that's designed. It's designed to be chaos. You know, with the whole like the whole like reload mechanic that we both complain about. That's definitely on purpose. That's not a thing that's going to be changed. That's there on purpose to cause chaos.
yeah,
Um,
but like it's kind of like what? How do I get? What's the next step to progress through the
yeah, there's no,
campaign? Question mark.
there's not. It's community driven thing. Like everybody is working towards this, liberating the galaxy, while the enemies are pushing in on Super Earth, and everybody's got works together to liberate a planet. And since player count has definitely dropped since the launch, um, what is the player count now? Um, yeah, it's about a quarter if it was when it was like super popular.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
funny because I'm doing I'm in a playtest for this. That's how I got the game and
which is weird.
got you
I think.
code. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're asking me stuff, and one of the today because I played it today, and did a survey, and they were asking me like how clear is it? How clear is it for you to know how to progress through? And I'm like, not at
not
all.
none.
Like it just feels like and it was asking like the story and stuff like that, and
What
it's
story?
stuff where like, yeah, it's like I don't know, it's just like little thing because it's not like there's cutscenes. It's like it's just characters are saying stuff and it kind
You
of
you drop in, do the mission, shoot bugs or robots or zombies, and get out. That's the game.
yeah. It's like there could be a little more structure because I'm kind because and the tutorial is kind of a joke. There's not much to it, like, but yeah, maybe they're trying to like figure. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to figure out what they need to do to. Maybe they want to make changes to it to bring people back. Maybe they have some kind of expansion that they're planning and they want to, or maybe they have a third one. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing a.
It definitely seems like like if they're doing a playtest now on this game, like it definitely seems like they're either gonna do a 2.0 kind of release with where they change up the game how it plays and piss off all the old fans and the people who are still playing the game, um to hopefully try to bring new people back, or old players back or new players in. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun though. I enjoy playing it.
It was fun, yeah. Especially when
And
you're like, hey, we got in the lobby with the guy who knew who he was doing. We just followed him the whole time.
he was like level 67. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, oh, you
it's like
clearly know what's going on. We'll follow you.
exactly. You know, able to pick up some random weapons. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the flamethrower sucks. That thing's like unpredictable.
Yeah, well, you just can't just flaming willy nilly.
Like there's like yeah, there's like blowback or it can.
Well, what I saw what I know you're talking about, and I saw this happen because I was standing next to you, like there was like a cliff. It kind of went up into like a crater. I'm off screen, and like you were like right here, and you fired directly into the edge of that crater, and it kind of went back on you. Like you were not over the crater, you were at the crater.
See, on my view of it, I was firing down into the crater, like from
Yeah,
my
that's
perspective.
yeah. From what
So
I saw, you were not over it yet. Like another step or two, and you would have been clear.
gotcha.
And that's also what this game is. This game is chaos. Like it is like and that's what people have liked about it. You know, it is a game, you know, where people like like those fire tornadoes were just like, oh my god,
Oh,
this is
that was
awful.
insane.
This is awful.
Yeah.
I don't want it to change. I don't want it to change. I want those to stay. Like they sucked, yeah, but like don't change a thing. Although Sony can back the fuck off.
Yeah.
Although
But yeah, good.
looking though at like the Steam charts, it has had a significant rise again lately. Um, like within the past month, because like it was down to like in the like the mid 30,000s or and lower, but like something happened on like May 13th, and it got over 100. It's at 130,000 the past 24 hours. Like something happened like 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's interesting. I've unlocked a couple things. The I told you like the sentry gun is like one of the first things you need to unlock because that thing
Uh
is
huh.
so helpful. Um, and I tried warning you that it could kill you.
You said it, and it went way one ear out the other, and yep, and I
Yeah.
stepped between the sentry turret and an enemy, and it shot me.
Yeah, luckily the watchdog, which is like the drone with the gun, that does that for the most part. That seemed to be all right. There was one instance where
Yeah, where it hit me.
it hit you, but but for the most part, it didn't hit anyone for the whole time I was playing. So that was pretty good. It sucks because I was doing a mission, and I had that because you have to have like the base of the drone thing on your back, so no, it's like a beacon, so it can follow you.
Hmm.
You know, and there was this like worm in a jar or in like a glass like cylinder thing that I had to pick up and put on my back, so I had to drop the
Mm.
my watchdog drone because I had to evacuate with the thing. It was a side quest today for a thing I was doing. I'm like, dang it. Ah. And I picked medium difficulty because thought I was gonna have this drone. Like,
Right.
so I
And
was like
we
playing
were playing
super careful.
medium just fine last night.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, also we had that 67 level 67 guy too. He
For
was
for a while, but like the last two, I think after he left, or the last one, that was also on medium.
yeah. It was fun. It was it it's enjoyable. I feel like there's gonna be a point though where like I can't see myself. I just don't think it has the legs of like a live service type game where you just keep coming back to it. You know,
I mean, it's supposed to be,
it just
but it definitely already after the what the 3 hours I played last night, I definitely already can see it can be repetitive.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just feels repetitive, and unless you unlock stuff that's not shown, you know,
Yeah, which doesn't seem to be the case.
yeah, there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of stuff. Like that's why I'm thinking. I wonder if they're planning, like if there's an expansion they're planning, and that's why they're doing. I'm in this, play test to give feedback. Is you know they're wanting to an expansion or a 2.0, like you were saying. That could be. Some games like to do that, but
Yeah,
yeah, they just got review bombed again recently because the way they handle the global events or whatever, I guess people aren't happy. I don't know. It's but yeah, I logged in today and I guess with the community I completed one of the the global community order things. So and I got 75 medals, which are what you need to unlock like items and stuff. Um so like when if you log on, I'm sure you'll get those too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Which I was like, awesome. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy that, and I'm gonna buy that because that's a lot. 75 is a lot early on, anyways. So it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. Um, and I'm glad I was like, they had mentioned like I get a chance to get I might get a chance depending on how well I'm like giving feedback and stuff like that. I might be able to get a code to give to a friend, and I was like, oh, Stuart has this like when I'm looking on the Steam page, it's like these people want this game, and you had it on,
I
I
did.
guess, your wish list. And I'm like,
I
that
did.
works out perfect. Because yeah, I was like, awesome. Because we don't play as many games as we probably should with each other.
No, we don't.
So yeah, but yeah, like I'm with you. It has kind of felt repetitive. I've been playing it. Today is the 8th day in a row I've been playing it for at least an hour a day, and yeah, it's starting to feel a little repetitive, but being able to unlock new items and stuff, and there's still other planets. Like I explored a different planet today that I hadn't, and it was like, oh, that's kind of cool, and but yeah, and I guess that was your last thing.
Yeah.
That's the last thing for me too. So I guess we can wrap things up. Like Stuart said, he's streaming a lot. Um, we got D&D actually soon. So,
Yes.
and he's gonna be streaming that. So be sure to check him out, twitch.tv/casual terror, and be sure to follow us on social media. Stuart is Casual Terror on Blue Sky, and I'm uh will play game under will play games underscore on Twitter.
I would think
Um,
about that.
yeah. And with that, I guess we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals from heart making this podcast.
I have anti-fog glass wipes.
Uh
They don't work. My glass is still fogging up,
huh.
because it's a little warm in here.
If it's warm enough for your glasses to fog up, yeah.
Yeah. I asked. It's probably gonna be sometime in the evening tomorrow. He's
Okay.
gotta help someone move early in the morning. He
All
just
right.
told
Cool.
me. So I told him, like, yeah, let me know as soon as you know anything, so I can let you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no plans tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, he said he might. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think his friend. He said he might be able to bring someone else, but I don't think it's going to be this week. It might
That's
be
fine.
later on. But yeah, because he was telling me he has a friend who's been trying to find people for D&D to play with, and I'm like, well, that's perfect, because so have we
Yes.
for a while. Like,
Yes.
ever since we were ghosted by our last player.
Player.
So he sent me a message last night, or I think, yeah, it was last night, when he was hooking up the PC that my old PC I'm loaning him, and he was like, I think there's an issue with the HDMI cable, and I'm like, I was working when I gave it to you, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I've used the one of mine, and I'm like, do you have it plugged into the right HDMI, the one for the GPU, not the motherboard? And he was like, that
Oh,
was the
okay.
issue. That was the issue.
Okay. So he's a tech
I'm
savvy
like,
guy.
okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, he's good with some tech stuff, but he's never really been a computer guy. Like,
Gotcha.
he's mostly a console gamer. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I'll loan you this PC, and it can also play it can play most games pretty much in 1080p still, not ultra settings, but at least medium or better, maybe some high settings depending
Mm-hmm.
on the games, and I can set up a Steam family share and share my games with you, and I was really just trying to sell him, like,
Right.
because I wanted him to join our D&D, because it's like, man, I mean, I'm having fun, just you and me, but it's like, it's also, it'd be more fun to have someone else, and me not to
Absolutely.
be
Yeah.
the sole person responsible for every decision that's made on the player side. Because any mistakes made are my mistakes versus, you know,
Right.
if there's another player and we decide to go with what they want to do. And yeah, that now that it gives me some time to like decide what I want to do and not be like, okay, I have to do this,
Yeah.
and then on to the next character, on my next turn is the next. Yeah. I don't know what he's gonna be. I was kind of asking him, trying to fish it, like what he had plans for, and he's like, oh, I just got to see what there is, and and I was like, oh, well, do melee character or magic, or kind of talked about maybe interest in necromancer.
Interesting.
And I was like, but he was thinking that was a warlock, and I'm like, I think that's wizard. I don't think a necromancer's warlock, or right? Isn't that wizard?
Honestly, I don't know.
Classes, wizard, necromancy, school of necromancy. Yeah, wizard. Player's Handbook 2014. Wait, did they not update it to 2024? Looking on 5e tools, so maybe they don't have. They should have it all though.
Wizard. Oh, I'm not signed in. That's why I'm not getting. That's why I wasn't seeing the right things. Abjure, Diviner, Evoker, Illusionist.
Oh, this is only on the 24 or 2024.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah. Because 5e tools was saying the necromancy was 2014 Player's Handbook.
Sure is.
So I guess they just didn't update that. I was like, oh, it's really cool. Like when we roll for character stats, but the our DM is very nice and lets us do 3 sets and pick pick one pick whichever one we want, and so the odds of like just getting total crap stats are very, very low.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, unless you just roll bad all 3 times, and I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I'm like, you're gonna learn that like I'm like the king of bad rolls. Uh, so hopefully he has good luck. And I haven't even been on D&D Beyond in so long. They have a new class I saw that's in Unearthed Arcana.
I haven't even looked. How does one get to Unearthed Arcana?
The Scion.
Oh, yeah, they're
I saw that on
updating the
TikTok.
Scion class.
Yeah. It's like the first new class since Artificer, they were saying.
Oh, see, I thought Scion was a subclass.
It might be a subclass from like a third party thing. Maybe. I don't know. This is just a TikTok that I saw that was saying it was the first new class since. I haven't looked at it myself until just now.
Well, what's inside? Well, I'm looking at the PDF of it now. The first new class since the Artificer.
Hey, there we go.
It's right there. 4 subclasses provoke unique identities for Scion characters: Metamorph, Psywarper, Psyoc, and Telepath.
Interesting. Yeah, this came out a couple days ago. Weird to not know, like, not know if a person who's working there,
Mm,
like them not to have a public personality to,
yeah,
you know.
I'm I'm sure we'll see one.
I'm sure, yeah, but like, everyone knew in the D&D world, everyone knew who Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford were.
Crawford War, yeah.
Yeah, so they were D&D like for the last like so long. And it's crazy to think it's been like 5 years since we started,
Yeah, 2020.
because we started early 2020, yeah.
I was just, the Scion has modes, like almost like stances.
Oh, okay. It looks very like this image. I'm seeing this like thumbnail. Oh, that's a loud video. Um, that was very loud. But the image looks like kind of monkish almost.
That's kind of why I thought it was a subclass.
Oh man, Y'all need to. I don't know that I barely have the volume up on this YouTube video and it's loud. Like they need to. I don't know what they did to that video. Why is the audio so loud? My stuff isn't loud. My audio settings, I have everything turned lower than normal. I don't know, but oh, did you see the thing about Stranger Things?
No, other than it's a hell of a long time. Oh, that the kid, like the youngest, like little sister
The little sister graduated high
graduated high
school.
school. Like,
Yeah, I looked it up because I didn't believe it, and it's true. She's 18.
mm,
Was she like 13 playing like a 10-year-old?
sure.
Because, yeah, she definitely was playing a young kid, but she had to be a lot older than she was playing, you know? Crunchyroll, why you send me 2 emails back to back? Literally the same minute, 7:03 p.m., 7:03 p.m. One's about the Gorilla God's go-to girl, and the other is the Apothecary Diary season 2 continues.
Okay, I'm reading the Metamorph subclass. Bone blade. A blade of bone springs from your forearm and extends from your hand. begin counts as a simple melee weapon.
Interesting. So you're like a D&D Wolverine?
Yeah.
Or
There's also Flesh Maw. Your fists and
I can
forearm hardens into a mass of flesh and bone. Quick heal. Oh, level 6, you get quick heal. You're Wolverine.
what's quick heal?
When you cast cure wounds, you can spend 2 psionic energy die to change the cast time to a bonus action,
Oh,
which you get
interesting.
cure wounds as a spell at level 3.
Interesting. Yeah. Comparisons to Wolverine are very apparent. Yeah. Oh.
Oh. The psykinetic subclass at level 6 you can just fly.
At level 6?
Oh, what? Yes.
Wow.
While in your attack mode is active, you gain fly speed for 60 feet and can hover.
For how long?
Doesn't say. You just
But yet,
when you're in attack mode, you gain a fly speed. That's what it says. That's all it says.
they nerfed it. They nerfed the the draconic sorcerer flying to only be a certain amount of time. But yet they have this one being level 6 and there's no mention of a time limit. What?
Nope. Nope.
That seems broken.
Oh, here another thing you get at level 6. Rebounding field. When you cast shield in response to being hit by an attack roll, the cause triggers the attack to miss. You can spend 1 Scion energy die to launch a force back at the attacker. So basically,
So
they
hellish
they
rebuke.
yeah, basically. I'm rubber, you're glue. What you attack at me, 6 back at you.
Interesting.
And that's how you should cast the spell too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really trying to get my friend to join before we did the dungeon, just because I'm like, this is gonna be peak fun. I'm like, his dungeons are amazing. Like,
I hype it up a little too much there.
interesting. it's gonna be real curious how things are without those two though. Like, is this a result of them not being there? Well, you know, because this seems really powerful. Like the stuff you were listing.
Mm-hmm. Uh, oh, here's a new spell. Third level spell. Telekinetic Crush. It's a 30-foot cube that the enemy has to make a strength saving throw, and on a fail, they take 5d6 force damage, and is prone. Whoa! Telekinetic Fling. This is a cantrip. You brandish ammunition, use to cast a spell, and fire it at a creature within using psionic energy. You make a spell range attack against the target. On hit, the target takes 1d10 force damage. That's a Scion only spell. Telekinetic Crush, it's Scion, Sorcerer, and Warlock.
Just I'm looking now. Yeah,
Wasn't that already a spell?
psychic lance. Is that what you're?
No, Mind Whip.
Oh,
Tasha's
yeah,
Mind Whip.
mind whip. Yeah, that was already a spell. I thought psychic lance was already one too. Find. Oh, okay. So it's just summoning a
Oh,
creature. Okay.
okay. I think the change to Tasha's Mind Whip was they added a Scion can use it.
Oh, okay.
New feats as well.
Oh, really? Oh, feats.
Biokinesis.
Is there like a Eldritch evoke or Eldritch adapt or metamagic adapt type thing?
Looks like these are all. It's a wild talent. These are all wild talents. Whatever wild talent is.
That is, yeah.
The only prerequisite is you can't have another. Doesn't say what, like whether it's restricted to a class.
They're all wild talent feats. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting how like you can only choose one, I guess. Oh, I don't like that term. Flexible flesh. Oh,
Just looked at that too.
that's not a group of words that I wanted to be next to each other.
Well, it's under the flesh morpher feat.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, some of these are just like, hey, know the spell.
Yeah.
You move a little more. Is wild talent something that's in this? Did we not see it? Collection of spells, both familiar and new, enhance the option available to the Scion. Wild talents also include. So they're just that's just what those feats are. They're part of the
Yeah.
wild talent collection. Okay.
Yeah.
That's intelligence based, the Scion. Feels like an offset of a wizard without the book learning.
Kind of. It's like it seems to be like a mix between a wizard and a monk.
Yeah. Interesting. Is it a full caster? Let's see.
Yes, it is.
D6. Some of this stuff sounds pretty powerful. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna get something to eat.
Yep, I have not eaten since lunch, so I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I will let you know as soon as I know
All
about
right, sounds good.
tomorrow. Alrighty, later.
See ya. And thank you anybody for watching. And stream maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. Um, guess I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.